So, hey guys, today we are talking about our hormones, how to get back to balance, how to feel like yourself again. You know about the moods, you know about the sadness, you know about the anxiety, you know about the depression, you know about feeling stuck and feeling so tired and just wondering what's wrong. For those of you who've been pregnant, sometimes it feels like first trimester every day, or at least once a month with PMS symptoms, which are not normal. So let's talk about 7 things that I did to help me get my body back, to help me as a mother of 5 walk back my body to hormonal balance. So the first time I encountered the possibility that my hormones were imbalanced, it was after my second child. And we were just learning about the way, our body has the capacity to heal itself. And so I had all these symptoms of what I would find out was hormonal imbalance. I was always tired. I had anxious thoughts. I had insomnia. I was very stressed. I was depressed. I was so depressed. And I didn't even realize I was depressed because it had just become an underlying depression. And I was struggling, exercising. I was eating less meat and less fried foods and less dairy products. Most of my body was getting back in order, except my midsection. I was trying all the exercises that focus on the midsection. When I started learning about hormones and hormonal imbalance, it started making sense to me. So I was like, okay, this is not about how many crunches I can do. There is something else in my body chemistry that is off. This is just something that I have to address from a different perspective. So we're going to start by talking about the simplest thing that is going to make a huge change to your body. Mindset is an accumulation of knowledge and beliefs. And so you find that there are certain groups of people. There are people who just stay stuck in their issues. And then there are people like yourself who go seeking. So you see a video titled, okay, how to help your hormones naturally, and you click on it because you want that. You want that change. So congratulations, you already have the mindset to change. However, now you need the information and the knowledge, and then it goes a step further. You need to believe it. You need to believe the facts that may be different from the information that you've had before. After addressing your mindset, you're going to need to adopt a new pattern of beliefs. 1, you are capable. 2, you can reclaim yourself. You don't have to be stuck. 3, you can do it fast. It does not have to be a slow process. 4, it can serve more than just the problem you have. These mindsets will benefit other areas of your life positively as well. 5, you need to know that you are not the only one, you are not the first, and you are not the last. And there's a whole community of people that have been through what you're going through, that have made it to the other side, that are cheering for you if you'll let them. If you'll join a community, they'll be cheering for you, and that you will get to the other side as one of many victorious people. So you don't feel alone on the hard days, because the hard days will come. Once you've addressed the first part of your mindset, you need to realize that the negative pull to how you've been functioning, feeling low, feeling anxious, having negative talk in the mirror about your body, about your self-image, about the person you've become, about how you perform as a mother, all these things are going to be your normal go-to stance. One of the things I did to push back on that, on my automatic negative trajectory, was gratitude. It's a very simple concept that's not given enough weight. I adopted a gratitude journal. I had someone who took the time to teach me about gratitude, to teach me about the benefits, and to really see just how powerful a tool gratitude is in relationships, in circumstances, and in change. It is one of the biggest vehicles for positive change when you can sit and be grateful for the moment rather than either wallow in the past or in your mistakes, or have a negative view, negative lens on the future. And so gratitude is just being right there, looking around and saying, wow, I am so honored to be alive. I am so blessed to be a mom. There's so much negativity in our minds when we don't intentionally put in positive voices. And once we start doing that, it becomes a habit. That's the biggest portion of your fight. Once you get your mental state right, and once you realize that there's more up here that you need to battle, and you start doing the work, you will realize that everything else will go a little easier. So let's talk about what is the next step. What is the everything else? The next part of it now was the physical. The quickest, most effective thing that I did physically that had the biggest impact was drinking more water. Your body is over 70% water, and your brain is more than 90% water. So now let's take this to something that we understand more readily. We're more familiar with our cars, for example. So our cars need a particular type of gas. And you know what we do? We go to the gas station and we don't put water in there, we don't put milk in there, we put the type of gas that our car needs. Now you come to your own body, and for whatever reason, it's easier for us to take care of our machines well than it is to take care of our bodies. But I think the issue is not that we're not willing. I think the issue is that a lot of times we don't understand the significance. We think that you can replace water with juice or sodas or coffee, a dehydrating, cortisol stimulating agent. I mean, we cannot replace water. You have to drink more water in order for your body, which is a very water needing system, to function properly. Just dehydration, even slight, will cause headaches, will cause moodiness, will cause fatigue. Outside of hormonal imbalance, you can find a lot of the symptoms that show up in many other diseases just by being dehydrated. By the time you feel thirsty, it's like your car gas light coming, because when you're feeling thirsty, your body's in an emergency. It's like, I really need water. So you should always be replenishing water throughout the day. Just sip by sip, cup by cup, mouthful by mouthful. It's better if you take it in smaller quantities, and that plus your mindset that you've already worked on is going to help you, is going to take you a long way to implementing the next few things. What's the next thing we're going to talk about? It is going to be exercise. The thing that worked for me to boost and help my hormones get to a better place was exercise. Being a mother of 5, that it means my hormones have done this over and over and over again throughout pregnancy, after pregnancy, throughout my lifestyle, as I'm breastfeeding, as stress goes up, as life, and they just kind of do that. And so I'm always working, do the things that help my body stay in as much of a balance as is possible. There is no such thing as a straight line of balance. And you're just like, yep, I'm just balanced, I just stay here. No, but it is knowing that certain things in life are going to drop you way out of balance, and that you're going to combat them by doing things that give you a more positive outlook. And so it ends up being a little less, up, down, and a little more just on a curve, so that it doesn't affect your personality as much. You don't turn into this person who feels crazy, much like first trimester again. You don't have to live in that space. You don't have to live in PMS state. When you exercise, your body releases certain chemicals and endorphins that give you a sense of, I can. Like, I don't know how better to put that. You get the sense of I can. You get the sense of winning. You get this heightened, mood. Well, your metabolism goes high, your blood is pumping, is moving. All that sluggish feeling, the feeling of just fatigue and oh, woe is me, like that's lifted for some time. That may not be on your first encounter with exercise, because that may be the most challenging encounter, just getting started. However, every piece of movement is going to build to the next one. So just keep going. Small steps is what builds the big picture. One stroke is how an artist paints a whole mural. So that's all you need to do. You need to get your 3 minutes of exercise for today, and that's it. Don't worry about tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, get your 3 minutes of exercise, and that's it. Or 30 seconds. Just start. The next thing that I did to help my hormones come back into balance was spending more time in the sun. Now, this is a physical act that has to be intentional in the busy life of a mother. Some days I just don't. And I may say, you know what, I'm just so busy and this and that and the other. But the truth is, I can make time for it. I make time to scroll my YouTube shorts. Surely I can do that outside in the sun. So, even as busy mothers, we need to make time for our health. Spending more time in the sun will help your body be able to produce more vitamin D. And we all know how great vitamin D is for you. Not only does it help with your health and your immune boosting, but also your mood boosting. And a lot of other functions in your body rely on your vitamin D. So please take the time to go and intentionally sit in the sun, whether you are sitting there with your children, whether you're sitting by yourself in a restful time. The morning sun and the evening sun are the best. The sun has a way of helping melt away stress and strain and just give you time in the moment. That morning sun, that evening sun, the one that's really great for selfies, that one. Like, spend some time there. Try and do 10, 15 minutes a day, as much as you possibly can. And it's going to be a great mood booster, but like I said, also vitamin D, which is a great precursor for your hormone production. The next thing that I did to help my body was linked to being out in the sun, and it's just being able to breathe in fresh air. Like, oxygen has this incredible ability to help us lift our mood. It is such an essential element of our being alive. And sometimes we don't get a good quality and a good amount of oxygen, and that puts us into states of depression and fogginess and just a lack of clarity in our mind, because we don't have enough oxygen. We're not breathing deeply enough, and our body is full of the toxic and acidic carbon dioxide and other things that if we just went outside and literally take breaths of fresh air, it changes something. We become calmer almost instantly. That means your cortisol drops. And when your cortisol drops, the other hormones can come into balance. So cortisol is your stress hormone. And when you are stressed, it is just rising and rising and rising. And it has so many negative effects on your body. And so just being able to take that deep breath daily, just release all your cares and anxieties. Maybe make that your prayer time, when you step outside and you're just deep breathing and you're just calling on God to help you in whatever circumstance you're in, and also combining it with the thankfulness that we talked about earlier. Now, what would be so great is to combine the exercise, the air, the mindset, and the thankfulness and the sunshine. Like, you can combine all of those and take a bottle of water out there with you. In those 15 minutes, you would have done 5 of the things that I'm talking about today. So the 6th thing that we're going to talk about is also greatly benefited by being outside and being in the sun, and that is sleep. Being in the sun helps activate your circadian rhythm. And your circadian rhythm is basically your internal clock that goes according to the sun up, sun down cycle. And if you can be in the sun for whatever reason, that activates our body's ability to help us sleep better at night. I mean, go figure, it's the science. Same with breathing fresh air, same with exercise. Those things help us sleep better. And so now here you are, you've been thankful, your mindset is going upwards, more positive, you're getting your fresh air, you've got the sunshine for the circadian rhythm, and you've got the oxygen, and you've exercised some, so your body is getting into rhythm, and you put your head down to sleep at night. Well, you're going to experience some of the best rest you've ever experienced. Now, rest is so essential for your bodily functions. A lot of us may be out of balance just because we don't sleep enough. Maybe you do all the other things right, but you don't get enough sleep. Sleep is your body's daily oil change. You just need it. You just need it. And you need enough quality rest. So we need to talk about sleep hygiene. What are the habits surrounding your sleep? Are you on the phone a lot? Are you having tense conversations before you go to bed? Are you choosing to go to bed in a light and happy mental state? Are you journaling so that you can offload those thoughts? You know those thoughts. If you're a mom, you know as soon as your head hits the pillow, it's this day. Oh my, I did this today. I did this today. Did I do that? Did I turn off the stove? So being able to sit down and journal, then when you go to sleep, now you can just fall asleep. I tell mamas all the time, I say, listen, give it at least an honest 6 months. Give it an honest 6 months. Just like with the belly, you've been pregnant and it's 9 months and it's ballooned up. My bellies get so big when I'm pregnant. People are always asking me if I have twins. After I've given birth, a week later, I'm in the mirror, right? I'm in the mirror and I'm like, trying to suck it in, and like 2 weeks later, well, that's a problem. That's a mindset problem because it's taken 9 months to get the belly where it is. You've got to at least give it 9 months. So I say, to be fair, give it 6 months. Try something honestly and persistently for 6 months. And after 6 months, you can actually say, okay, is this working? Is it not? The seventh and final thing that we're going to talk about that I did to get my hormones back in balance as a mother of five, as a nurse, as a holistic advocate, was getting my diet in order. Ooh, this is a big one. I saved the best for last because I was like, you know what? If I start with the best one, number one, it is steep. And it presents challenges sometimes to our minds where we're like, okay, I can hardly, do this small thing. How am I going to change my diet? But don't worry. Once you've done the mindset work and you've implemented your thankfulness and you've started drinking 1 cup of water a day and 1 more cup of water a day, and you've started spending some time outside, you're doing your 30 seconds or 3 minutes or 30 minutes of exercise wherever you are, right? Then you implement your diet and just take it in steps. Take certain foods are literally the enemy of your hormonal balance. Highly processed foods, so sugary, they have your insulin going up and down and up and down, and that ends up affecting your other hormones because insulin is a hormone. And then you have your drinks like coffee, which is so full of caffeine, which is a mental stimulant. So it's like a cup of stress, and then it raises your alertness and your cortisol because you feel like there's danger coming. It's like there's a lion in the room, wake up. And so you're just alert and you're awake and you think that's focus, but no, it has other things it's doing on the back end. And so when you try to quit, you have these headaches and your body is like, no, but I need to rely on this thing for life. No, you don't. As a mother of five who does not drink any coffee whatsoever, I am here to tell you there is another way. There is a better way, one that is kinder and gentler. I'm going to make that a word. One is kinder and gentler on your body. Put the coffee down. Now, is that something that you'll have to do however you do it, gradually or whatever? Sure. Okay. Don't beat yourself up the next time you have a cup of coffee, but have a direction that you're heading to. Have an aspiration, and set that and move towards it. Another thing that we do as far as our diet that is just hurting our hormones is not eating enough fiber and fresh foods and nutrient dense foods, full of macro and micronutrients. Give yourself an honest assessment and think, okay, what am I eating that may not be benefiting my hormones, my overall health? Because if it's not so good for your health, it's not so great for your hormones. Eating a lot of red meat, that's not good for your hormones. Most of the meat these days, especially if you're buying it commercially raised, is raised with so many hormones that translate into our bodies when we eat the meat. And so you have to look at your diet and say, okay, do I want to eat meat? Do I really need to eat meat? Okay, I'm going to buy it at a more local source. I'm going to buy it from someone who's raising it sustainably and ethically. And you can do that. It is an investment into your health and into your future. A lot of times we're focused on our financial investments and our other investments in our lives, and we get to that part and then we can't enjoy it because our health now that we did not invest in is on the burning plate. It's that pot that wasn't watched. And so I encourage you to put investment into your health by feeding your body this machine in a beautiful way. If you're wondering, what did I do to better serve my body? I adopted a primarily plant-based diet. Is because I did see and learn that plant-based foods burn much cleaner. Plant-based proteins are so much better for my health. Plant-based fats. I eat lots of fats because this lie about being fat-free is killing us. Our body uses so much fat for our hormones, for the cell linings, for our nerves. We have so many nervous issues these days because people are being fat-free. Well, where's your body supposed to get the building blocks for your nerves? But you can see this is a thing. So let me calm down, okay? But let's get back to the things that I did. I make sure that my family's diet is full of great fiber. Eat your vegetables. I really recommend eating your green leafy vegetables steamed or sauteed or thrown in your soups, however you do it. Some people can handle it raw, but most people really can't because our digestive systems are out of whack. Get as much of the good stuff on the front end as building blocks for your body. Your body takes your food, and literally everything you give your body as food, that's what it has to work with. It's not a great expectation to have to look at your body and wonder why it's not performing optimally or why it's not making a better product. It's just doing the best it can with what you've given it. I decided to try and learn to prepare healthier meals, and that was a learning curve for me. It was a learning curve because we also got rid of sugar. I don't keep sugar in the house, processed sugar, the acid. But we have lots of sweets. I bake cakes and cookies and whatever, and we just use more natural sweeteners. But diet is that thing that I recommend that you do last after these other small things, because as you win on the other six, by the time you get to your diet, which is the seventh one, you are going to already feel like you can do it because you've done the others. And this is just one more thing. And so I incorporated things slowly. It was not a one day and done. It was just slowly substituting this and then this and then this and then this. And slowly but surely, our meal palate got healthier, and it only takes about 21 days to convince your taste buds. We like what we eat, and that's why we find it to be tasty. If you eat it, you will like it. And you like it because you eat it. Listen, I don't know. Maybe it's too simple, but I promise you most of life is very simple, and we've just complicated it. But we've made it so scientific and so out of reach, taken the joy out of it, because the joy is in the simplicity. You know what? I just got a thought. I'm going to put in the description below certain links. And I'm going to need to remember this, but I'm going to put a link which is an assessment. You can get an assessment for symptoms, for your hormone imbalance symptoms. What symptoms are you facing? There's over 70 plus symptoms that are known that are tied with hormonal imbalance. And so you're going to be able to see, okay, I thought this was just random. Maybe it's my hormones. You can get checked and you can get your levels drawn by your physician to see exactly what's out of whack. But I'll put the assessment below so that you can click on that and find out, okay? Another thing that I'm going to put down there is your general dietary assessment. And then maybe I'll make a combination dietary, exercise, like lifestyle assessment, just so you can see, where you want to put more focus, because we're not all warped in the same directions. Please let me know in the comments below if there is anything else, any other kinds of assessments or questions, or anything that I may not have been as clear about that you would want me to address in a follow-up video. I am so looking forward to seeing you in the next video, where we'll talk about something else hormonal related. I want to share my knowledge. I want to share my journey, because someone else did that for me years ago. And it's time that I do the same for others and get you moving along in the right direction, mama, to feel like yourself again, to get your energy back, to get your joy back, and to start looking at your life and yourself more positively. Okay, I hope this has been a blessing to you. Thank you for sitting here and chatting with me. I love chatting, okay? I really do. And I will see you in the next one, where we can sit again and chat about something else. All right, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, please like and subscribe and share this video if it's been awesome to you, if it's been a blessing to you, if it's helped you in any way, if you've learned from it. Please share it so that the YouTube algorithm will know that it needs to put it in front of other people who can also benefit from it. Thanks. See ya.